Could the Orlando Magic be buyers in the trade market as the deadline approaches and get somebody like Collin Sexton, who they are the leaders in the clubhouse for? Or could they end up making a move for an aging superstar? We're going to talk about the trade possibilities coming up, any news regarding the Orlando Magic as of late, and what should the Orlando Magic do as far as their future is concerned? All of that in this video. But first, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. This is Magic Digest, where we come out with videos just about every single day covering the Orlando Magic as the season goes on. 84.1% of you guys who are watching these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button. It is the easiest and best way to support us here at Magic Digest. And we're trying to build an Orlando Magic basketball community here on YouTube. Okay, let's get into the initial report that came out that said that the Orlando Magic were the leaders in the clubhouse for landing Collin Sexton. Magic are betting favorites to land Sexton via trade. He averaged he's averaging 18.2 points per game for the Jazz right now. Obviously, the Jazz are kind of in a bit of a tank mode, right? As it stands, they are 10-28, and they're looking to potentially move off of a guy like Sexton. Now, what does he do for this Orlando Magic team? I don't really know, and I don't really know who this team would give up for him. Is it going to be Anthony Black? Would it be Cole Anthony? Try to sell high on that stock? Personally, I'm not buying this, and that is mainly what this video is going to be about today. Why is the media potentially peddling this type of trade with the Orlando Magic? I don't understand it, and I think it has honestly gone on too much. I talked about it in the offseason about, hey, could we potentially get a guy like Sexton or anybody else on the market, or De'Aaron Fox even too. But this team and the way that they're built and the injuries that they have sustained, it just doesn't seem likely that they're going to make a trade right now that really blows up this lineup and affects their cap situation. I don't think they would do that. Right now, there is plenty to like about this team, and I don't think that they would flatline, and I want to see this team in the playoffs again, and I want to see how far they can go when they're healthy, because it seems like they've taken the next step. They've turned a corner without their main superstar, so bring them back into the fold, see where you can go. What does Collin Sexton bring you? I get it. Bottom 5 in three-point shooting. The big question mark this offseason was the guard play. I think the guard play has been pretty much okay this year. I think it's been fine. I honestly think it's exceeded my own personal expectations, but maybe I was low. I don't really see this or any reason why we would end up making this sort of trade. Let's take a look at what these guards who are filling in for Jalen Suggs have done this year. I'm talking about Cole Anthony and Anthony Black, because those are the two players that would be involved in a trade like this. I don't think that this team would deal Jalen Suggs under any circumstance, but Cole Anthony, could you trade him high? He has certainly turned it around from the very first month of the season. He was not reliable, he wasn't good, and he was at the end of the bench. Jamahl Mosley had practically given up on him. We were all concerned. We were like, hey, what's going on? Jamahl Mosley, play this man. And then at certain times he would, and Cole Anthony just didn't have it going. Now he is the heart and soul of this team, culture builder. No way I see him leaving. And it seems like from the outside perspective, a lot of people want him to be traded. I don't understand it. It's the national media who's not watching Orlando Magic basketball. Same with Anthony Black. Anthony Black had a great summer league. Got hurt at the end, but still really good summer league. We saw improvements. We were like, whoa, this guy can be something in this rotation this year. And the front office, coaching staff believe that they've given him more than enough run, right? Like he's averaging 9 points per game. His shooting from the three is still low, and then obviously you want him to get up that general field goal percentage, but he's shown an affinity to be able to come in games where we really need him, when somebody goes down, because that's more than half the games essentially now, and be the facilitator, be the main point guard. He has done a great job at that. I don't really like this narrative that has been going around, but it's the facts. It's what has been happening. And it brings me back to Collin Sexton. Look, with all due respect, he's a great player, great outside shooter. But will this be what puts us over the top? Maybe, potentially. But would you want to take that risk in blowing up this team's culture, their identity this season? I don't think so. Maybe we come back and say this is an offseason move if we have a disappointing playoff finish or something along those lines. I don't see it. Now, I did also want to get into a list that has been going around for whoever the Orlando Magic might want to take a shot at, take a swing at, and I think that this list is one of the most egregious things, but there are some familiar suspects here that we have come to meet and learn on this channel, and here they are. So this article goes into, well, here are the players that would solve their three-point shooting, and here are the players that would be a good ball handling guard, and they would potentially bring this offense to the next level. And why would you want to see this team in the playoffs? Because they didn't play well last year, or they had offensive points where there was just nothing there, and they're just not watching Magic basketball. But here's the list. It's pretty terrible in my opinion. Zach LaVine, no way. Even CJ McCollum, I think he would be a nice addition, but I mean, what are we talking about? I've talked about Simons before, and it's just, these aren't trades that are going to happen. Collin Sexton, I don't think so. Also, I think the Jazz, their asking price might be higher than what we can give them right now, truthfully. And that's what I was trying to say when I was bringing up Collin Sexton's stats. He's great. What does he do for us? Does he put us over the edge? I don't know. But also at the same time, Jazz, would they really give him up just right now? I mean, they want to deal him, but what can we give them if we're not giving them Jalen Suggs, right? And then Brandon Ingram, maybe, but it seems like that ship has sailed. I mean, I'm not even getting into too much of it now. At the very end is where this blurb here, it really rubs me the wrong way. This team is absolutely awesome with sick players popping out of drawers and super modern physical roster. So why are we trading them? Why are we trading them? And he's saying I can't let this ride out. I'm confused. Doesn't make any sense. And I don't think an aging superstar like Jimmy Butler is even remotely in the question. Nor do I think the Miami Heat would trade him to an in-state rival. Probably not trying to trade him to a conference rival. Just doesn't make any sense. A lot of these trade updates and everything, they're real. There's some serious potential there that could happen, but I don't see how. So that has been your trade rundown of the day, and that is exactly what has been going on for that realm as of right now. Now, other things that I did also want to get into were the news from today and from the practice and who is healthy and who's not healthy. So hopefully you've stuck around for this. Franz Wagner, he was out. That was his designation since he tore his right oblique. Today, he has returned to competition reconditioning, so everybody can pop some champagne bottles because that is one of the best things that best piece of news that we've had since Paolo Banchero came back, realistically, because that also probably means that he's about 2 weeks away. That was what Paolo Banchero was. He was, I believe 15 days before he returned to the court, he was ruled to be in the return to competition reconditioning. So you got about 15 days now for Franz, so that puts him at the January 30th area to come back. Great news. We can start looking forward to that return. Paolo Banchero came back a little earlier than I thought. That today or tomorrow was kind of right around where I thought he might potentially come back at. He came back a little earlier, so potentially Franz could come back before January 30th. It seems like his rehabilitation has gone a little bit better. That is huge. Other news that I also wanted to get into, because there was a big practice today, and who are we going to field against the Milwaukee Bucks, right? We got to field the team. We only had 8 players active in the previous game. Well, Jamahl Mosley said that Batadze and Jalen Suggs did not practice on Tuesday. I think they're going to be out for tomorrow's game against the Bucks. I know Jalen Suggs is probably going to be out. That's not a surprise. Batadze still dealing with the right hip contusion, probably going to be out. Franz, Gary Harris, and Jet Howard went through a non-contact practice. So that was great for them. Gary Harris, we'll see. He's been dealing with that hamstring all year. Jet Howard, left ankle sprain. Maybe he ends up being in the rotation or available for tomorrow's game. Maybe he plays limited minutes. Who knows? And then KCP, sore left knee. He did have a full practice. And Tristan Silva seems like he's feeling better. He also practiced. All of those confirmed by Jason Bede. Thank you so much. And one of the best follows on Twitter if you're a Magic fan. And confirmed by Jamahl Mosley. But let me know what you guys think about any sort of trade possibilities. I say keep this team together and don't shoot the messenger, okay? I say keep this team together. Let me know what you guys think about any sort of potential trades. Maybe this team does need to do it to raise their ceiling next year, but I want to see it ride out. I think that this team is not going to be buyers in this trade market. I also saw something that said Jonathan Isaac. I mean, maybe you could get something for an Isaac Cole Anthony trade, but then are you really getting anything better back than those two guys? I doubt it. But those guys are on some pretty favorable contracts for us. But otherwise, that's all. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time with some more Orlando Magic basketball content. Go Magic.